What's going on, y'all? Thank you for joining us. We are the boys of OUTspoken, and we are down one, unfortunately or fortunately. You pick. We're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about awkward encounters with your exes. We've all had them. I mean, some of us more recently than others, but it always makes for a good story.
Right.
So let's get right into it, bitches. Have y'all ever had a moment with an ex?
Of course.
Of course. Let's just get right into it.
Okay, girl. Well, this is kind of weird because it wasn't an awkward encounter with, well, it was like more like an awkward encounter with an ex-friend. This was actually the other night, girl. You guys may have remember this. We were out in West Hollywood. We were watching some drag shows, having some drinks, and long story short, about 2 years ago, I was in a relationship with this guy, and he broke up with me. It didn't work out, and we went our own separate ways, and we just kind of lost contact after that. 2 weeks after him and I had broken up, I had reached out to a friend of mine, who I'm gonna not throw out any names there, but I reached out to a friend of mine. That's what he was supposed to be giving me, girl, but it didn't happen. No. Basically, I had reached out to him 2 weeks after my ex and I had broken up, and kind of was just looking for a friend / somebody to just,
take your mind off things.
Kind of take my mind off things. We always had kind of one of those friendships where it was, we're friends, but we may have sent a pic or two to each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's been sexual tension. Well, that night I met up with this friend of mine who knew my ex. They met because I introduced them. I made out with him that night, and then all of a sudden we just didn't talk anymore after that. I was still heartbroken about my boyfriend, still going through it. Yeah, I know I made out with a guy 2 weeks after I broke up. Whatever. I was trying to get over it because I knew we weren't going to get back together.
You can't get over the next one until you get out of it.
Anyways.
Ancient gay proverb.
Right, exactly. Well, fast forward, I hadn't heard from that guy, I hadn't heard from my ex in forever. I all of a sudden find out that those two are in a relationship. This guy that I considered a friend, who, aside from the fact that there was sexual tension between us, I genuinely considered him a friend. Right. We had hung out, and I opened up to him about personal stuff in my life, and opened up to him about how heartbroken I was about that relationship that I had gotten out of. Turns out he got in a relationship a year later with my ex, and it definitely sucked. It definitely sucked because I'm like, wow. I was more disappointed in my friend because I really considered him a friend. Right. From my ex, I kind of expected that from him. He was a pretty messy person anyways, but whatever.
Bros before hoes.
Exactly.
You
so
know,
there's something you would think that would, fast forward to just the other night, okay? Me and these bitches were out having drinks, and this ex-friend of mine who was dating, I don't know if he still is or what, he knows that it's always been really awkward now, we don't speak to one another, but he made it a point to awkwardly stand next to our group when we were standing watching the drag show, and just made it very uncomfortable. And it's like what are you doing?
What? It's a really awkward situation.
You remember it, Jen? You know
definitely. I know this cat. It's not like we girls, but I've seen him out. You introduced me to him.
Right.
So we would always say, hey, when we're out and about. I'm not the homegirl, but at the same time, just because you think we're cool, don't think you can come talk to me after you just did my friend like that. Because honestly, you just don't do that to people. You don't fucking shade your friends in that way at all. I think it's completely confused, but unfortunately, a lot of gay men, I might say most, but a lot don't really have that train of thought. They're like, girl, woo, next.
On to the next, it doesn't matter who it hurts or...
Your friends, exes are off limits.
And I know not everybody lives by that. I get it. I understand that. And that's completely fine. But I'm telling you simply, if you're that type of person, you have no place in my circle of friends. That's not how we know.
Girl,
that is...
He tried to talk to me, too. She unlocked for me on Jack, and girl, she
oh my God, spilling all this tea. She's so lucky we're not using her name, this messy bitch.
Oh, God, this bitch didn't even fucking get a reply from me.
She unlocked.
Oh, girl, she unlocked, trying to fucking show the crack of dawn. I was like, girl, bye.
Oh, my God, Jeb!
I passed on it, sis.
Oh, my God.
Well, I'm just saying, you're not my judge, and you're right, it was awkward. Bitch, don't come over here.
It was disrespectful.
Okay, you're with your man, whatever, go about your life. Don't try to come in a circle now that you just did a friend dirty like that. Why would you even try? If you're not trying to have a conversation, I would respect her more if she grabbed you and hey, do you mind if we talk?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
like a grown-up.
But because she's that kind of girl, it's it just makes me not want to associate with you. It's
exactly.
Okay. You're just not my
And what we're talking about today, awkward encounters with your exes, exes. It's something that happens a lot in our community because even in a big city like Los Angeles, everybody is like 1 degree of everyone else. Everyone has done someone who knows someone or is friends with someone who's done his ex, whatever. Like, you know, it's kind of, it comes with the territory, which isn't a good thing.
That shouldn't be a standout.
It shouldn't, it shouldn't.
I feel like that's kind of like, we do feel like it's just like, oh girl, that's just part of the community. No, it shouldn't be normalized. I'm saying like, we should be able to have friendships that you can depend on, like, and I get it, you can have shitty friends in your life, but there's something that says a lot about someone that's willing to go and date your ex even though they knew what you went through during it.
For sure.
And they know what y'all had, and just to go and be like, I'm gonna do it anyways, and you don't value my friendship. I don't need you in my life. Honestly, that's something I want to get past, but you're dating, what makes you think we could be
How could we ever have any kind of relationship
I don't get
after that?
it.
Yeah. On our Halloween episode, I told you about the time on Halloween where I caught my ex cheating with my friend and it was a mess. And, you know, I lost a lot of friends because our circles were so closely connected and I didn't have a lot of support. And then they start dating afterwards. And how am I supposed to ever be around people or move on when it's in my face and there's no remorse from it, you know? And that's when all of that stuff happened with me and it was a bad time in my life, but you know, you really do start to reevaluate the people and the things in your life and what really matters and the kind of people you want to have around you and in your circle and in your friends. Right. And most people would not want someone in their close circle of friends that would ever hook up with someone, you know, that their friends have been with. It's just,
so you had several awkward encounters with your
several because that specific ex for a while he was making a pattern of dating people or at least hooking up and being seen with people that I had dated. Messy. Like really messy. Like I was out one night, I dated this other guy who was a little younger than me, which I knew was all wrong to begin with. But, you know, we dated for a little while. Literally like a week or two after we sort of ended things, who comes walking hand in hand in the bar, which is the bar we all hang out at, you know, hand in hand, the two of them together. And I'm like, both of you know about the other one. You know what you've done to me. You know what I mean? And it's just messy. Trash behavior, really.
I've never experienced that because honestly, it's one of my biggest fears is like two of my exes getting together.
Oh my god!
And hopefully, you know, I'm in a happy place in my life where I'm like, oh my god, that's great. But like, if I ever deal with that, I don't know how I'll take it because honestly, like. It would hurt the fuck out of me.
Right.
It's one of my biggest fears.
I think it's deliberate. Like looking at it for what it is. Like you did it to be malicious.
We got to talk about this gray area where, you know, maybe your friend likes someone that they've never met or just like someone on Instagram and they talk to them. We're not talking about petty stuff like that.
Right.
We're not talking about,
we can't call dibs on every Instagram crush you've ever had forever.
Now,
but
like, just because he was in my DMs and it's salty. We're not talking about petty stuff. We're talking about someone just completely disregarding how they feel about you. Really, girl? Like, that's how you feel about me? Mm-hmm. You're willing to date someone who I'm still trying to get over?
I mean, it is what it is.
We gotta put the importance on that because it's like, that's like the ultimate betrayal that I feel like you said, it's kind of what gay men have to worry about. But it's unfortunate.
And there's like an underlying tone in our community that it's like we're not really allowed to cry about it. I feel like there's
because there's a counter argument. The counter argument would be, say, as gay men, we've always been repressed, and we should be open and fluid with our sexuality and be able to have throuple relationships or friends with benefits.
I'm straight, bitch. Don't be trying to take my girl, homie.
Oh, you're right, but they're saying because we're gay, we've been, it's different for us, and we're all men, so we're all more sexual, and I'm just saying what the argument is.
I get that, and I agree with that. Like, I'm for people who are about that life. That's fine. Right. But if you're somebody that is like legitimately, like these are two people that are that were close to.
They knew.
Yes. Oh yeah.
They like that is so.
They knew,
it's not even like
the moral of this whole even conversation was like, don't come up to us and don't make these awkward encounters because it doesn't need to be. Honestly, you can go about your way and I'll go about mine. It doesn't have to be that. Right. Take care. Good luck.
Right.
But don't come in my circle because I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It sucks at first, but it's like now when I go out, I think it's funny almost. Like you really,
went through it harder.
But I went through it hard. I had some really rough years for a while. I had some shit, So and it took me a long time to come out of all of that. But you do feel bad, like when you have good friends by your side. Because I'll tell you, I was in that bar that time when those two walked hand in hand, and as horrible and gutted as I felt in that moment, I had a girlfriend next to me saying, "You're trash, fuck you," throwing ice, ridiculous. No, but
Brian.
really,
Brian.
Well, that would be Brian, yes. of course, it was a messy distraction, and it just draws more attention to the fact. But it feels good, and you know, the people that really support you will shine through in the end. So
Totally. And that's what I do want to say about that night, bitch. Like, if it was like a few years ago, I would have like totally been devastated. But because I was with you bitches, I felt a lot more like.
Girl, you know we'll Tanya Hart and some
And if she really,
if we need
if she really
to.
did try it, she would get paws.
Right.
No, we don't want to resort to that. Like, I'm one of those people. Like, you know, if you wanna come up to me and you wanna.
Yeah, you was talking about throwing hands.
Girl, I'm not saying that for the camera, girl. Come on. I have a role. I have a facade to hold up, girl.
Girl, they all know you're messy.
I know. I'm messy as fuck.
Of course, I've had, you know, my share of awkward encounters. Oh my God. So I was at a bar one time, and then this girl, the sister of my ex, was like, Jab. I was like, oh, hey, girl. And then, you know, shortly, you know, my ex comes along. And mind you, I was head over heels for this guy at that point. I was just, it's ridiculous. And so, and we had been broken up maybe a year. Girl, well, he's like, yeah, come smoke in the car with us. I was like, sure, like, yeah, like, smoke. And then, so we're in the back of the car. He's like, yeah, you want to come back to the crib? And this is like, oh my God, like, we're gonna get it back. Girl, so young and dumb. And then we get to his place, y'all.
No.
With his sister, and it's like, oh, this is my boyfriend. And it's like his boyfriend. I was just like, what the fuck did I get into? This is so awkward. And now, like, his boyfriend's passing me the bong. I'm like, oh my God, y'all. I'm texting my friend.
Do I get out of
this
here?
was like before Uber, so I'm just like texting my friend. Cause, you know, he drove. You know, we were in Dallas. He drove to Irving, so I'm in Irving now. And which is like 30 minutes from where I I'm thinking I'm about to rekindle this love, bitch. I walked into the most awkward probably situation I've ever been with an ex. So I'm just like, you know, so we're just smoking, like kind of talking, kind of small chat. And I text my friend, and you know, she was a good friend. Then she came through, Alan. She came through that time. She came to pick me up because I didn't have Uber, sis.
There was no Uber back then.
Get me out of here, Uber. That wasn't the judge. You know, when you'll be doing something and you'll have a moment where you're like, oh my God, that was so awkward. That's one of the moments.
Yeah.
Oh no! Like, just me sitting in the living room, like, what? I can only imagine what his boyfriend was thinking. Like, what is this guy doing here? What is he doing?
What do you think he told him about who you were, though? I wonder.
No, you handled that so fucking well, though. Like, I would have been a wreck.
It's just awkward. Just like.
Was it back in your twink days, girl?
Oh, girl, she was tiny. But it's a funny story now, and yeah.
All you can do is look back and laugh at this.
Yeah,
stuff. Like it's crazy.
I feel like I'm finally reaching that point where I can laugh.
Yeah,
at mine. Like it's kind of funny.
We'll see, girl.
I have my days.
She's not laughing. It's kind of funny.
Shit, bitch.
No, it's you have to laugh.
No, you
have to.
It's okay. Like
it's life.
Yeah.
Like, move on.
No, but the reason why I'm glad that we're talking about this though, because I know that there's plenty of other, you know, gay guys who hit up the scene, not just the WeHo scene, but any scene in general, or you know, that are living out and gay, and you know, are in this world, and it is kind of a small community. Everybody knows everybody, you know. But I don't think it's so small to the point that you can avoid dating one of your friend's exes.
It's
You know,
gonna show you
right?
Your true friend, and it's kind of a good thing you got rid of him now because you still got a long life ahead of you.
Right.
You nip him in the bud at 28. I won't see you at 78.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hearing us out, hearing about our embarrassing, awkward encounters with exes and ex-friends.
Thanks for the therapy session.
Right, I was gonna say, I guess we just gotta kind of vent to you guys, but now you can repay the favor. Let us know about your awkward encounters with exes. Let us know. I was gonna say, there's no or ex-friends or something. You know, it's a very small world.
That's
so
And tell us what you think about ours. Are we overreacting? Be honest.
Be honest, sis.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Definitely, if like they're one of the people we talking about, they should definitely comment and be like, "My bad, sis."
Right? Also, there's a few of you that owe us apologies.
We know you're watching.
No, girl, you don't have to apologize. Just hit that subscribe button.
There you go.
You're living. Like you
Just
accept-
live for
like you
us.
accept me.
Girl, you know she's a fan.
Those are all
Wow.
fans.
They're all.
How many of our exes and stuff do you think actually have watched us or seen us?
Oh, they've all seen at least one episode.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Alright, so actually. I don't know.